Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. As you can tell from the title, we are doing a get ready with me for today, and I thought I could do one with all Catrice products. I have quite a few of products by Catrice, of course, because I do all of those new in videos, and I just thought we could do a video where I apply as many of them on my face as possible. I've got some older stuff, some newer stuff, some of this may be discontinued, and I went through all of my makeup to find how I could create a full face of Catrice. I only am missing one item, which is mascara. I have never tried a Catrice mascara that truly became one of my favorites, something that I've kept around. I quite like the Glam & Dole waterproof one, but I kind of use it as a top coat. So I decided to just go with my usual mascara because I really want to hone in on sort of like my favorite Catrice products in this, which means that some of these items aren't the newest. Some of these may actually have been discontinued. However, the line, while it changes constantly, does have very similar items still. So I think you can still get like similar ideas. So that's why I have a couple of options here and there, and let's just get started with this makeup look. So for priming my face, I'm going to be using the new Fresh It Up Moisturizing with Bamboo Water Prime and Fine Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. I know, it's the longest name on the planet, but if you just look for the one in the blue packaging, you'll be able to find it. I'm really enjoying this primer. It came out for the fall winter collection that is out now over here. If you live in different territories, the lineup isn't exactly the same. Here in Europe, we tend to get these products the quickest, but this one is one that I'm really enjoying right now. It's a bit thick, but it's also very nice and hydrating. That's what it looks like. That's primer done. I just came to realize that I forgot my mirror downstairs. I'm going to also be using another product that's really new to the line, which is an eyeshadow primer. So far, I tried eyeshadow primers by Catrice, but I didn't really like them. This is the first one that I think really is nice. This is the Eye Foundation, and this is the matte one. They also do a shine one. So now that we're all primed, there is another product that I want to use that I sometimes use in my prep when I have sort of like dry lips, which I kind of have right now because it's getting quite cold here. And they're also doing a lip scrub, and this is an apricot one. It looks really gross, mine, so I won't be showing it to you, but I will be putting this on. So what I like to do with a product like this is just leave it on until I go on to do my lips, because it's a really thick texture and it's also very balmy, so I feel it's nourishing and scrubbing at the same time. So now it's time for base, and I wanted to try this foundation again for you. This is the HD Liquid Radiance foundation. This came out again for the fall winter season, and in my try on like first impression video, I used quite a dark powder with it, which turned it very orange, at least I felt, and I just wanted to show the effect on camera, what happens when you use a lighter powder with it. So that's why I'm going to be using this foundation again today for you. So I need to shake this up. So that's the foundation on. As you can see, it's a little bit too dark for me, but I'm going to be setting it with a powder, as I said. So then we're moving on to concealer, and I'm going to be using the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers of all time. I used to have the shade 020. It was a little bit too yellow, too dark, and they've come out with new shades, and this is in 007 Natural Rose. And if you're like me and you have more of a neutral to cool undertone, then this may be very nice. It is a very fair shade, so I love that, of course, about it too. I thought I'd also show you some like fun, like off the beaten path kind of products, because Catrice tends to do some really cool products in some of their limited edition lines. I happened to pick up a liquid bronzer that they did a few years ago. This is the Sheer Serum bronzer, and it's from a summer collection, so I need to shake this up. I hardly ever use liquid bronzer, but I remember from trying this at the time that it was actually quite nice on my skin. The shade is a little bit dark on me, so I'm not sure what I will do in terms of like powder bronzing after this, but I've taken a couple of options with me so that I can give it a shot if need be. So I'm just going to be applying this. So as you can see, while this is looking quite crazy, it ends up looking quite natural on my face. it's a little bit more bronzy than I would normally go for, but still, I think it's a pretty look. So as you can see, the bronzer is really not that crazy. This is definitely a little darker than I normally would go for, I have to say, but we're still going to powder. And the powder that we'll be using is the Light Illusion Loose Powder in Yellow Matte. So this is a very light banana powder, and it works quite nicely on my skin tone, I have to say. Before this, I used to use the Nude Illusion powder, which is like a transparent one, and that's really, really nice as well. When they came out with the yellow one, I decided to try the yellow for a change. So I'm just going to see if I can get some of this in the lid. I've got some in the lid here, and I'm just going to use a F25 to lightly dust this all over my face. And what I find, if your foundation gets a little bit like dark, I find that a light yellow powder like this can really sort of brighten things up again. So if you feel that your foundation is just a hair too dark, like I feel this one is on me, then using a light yellow powder like this really, really helps. Moving on then to brows, and I have this like pencil. This is the Eyebrow Stylist, and it's just a regular pencil. I'm not a huge fan in terms of brow products that you need to sharpen. I just don't really like it. I like the twist up ones a lot better. But I also wanted to show you an OG, like cult almost product that has been around for a long time. They've never discontinued it, and it's their eyebrow set. And I think I'll be using this for you today. As you can tell, that top shade has gotten a lot of love. This is a really, really nice brow kit. It's like powders. You get a lighter one and a dark one, and what a lot of people don't know is that it comes with a little tray with tweezers and a spoolie and a brush. Personally, I don't use that, and as you can see, mine is broken, but they still do this. You can still get this, and it's a really nice brow product, so I think I'll use that in my brows today. So let me find my brow brush, if I can find it, that is. So that's brow powder, but they also have now a Brow Colorist Semi-Permanent Brow Mascara. This is a new product, and I bought it, and I haven't really been able to try it much yet because I was still using my Essence Make Me Brow, which is a dupe for the Benefit Gimme Brow, which is why I always mix up the names. But yeah, I was still going to try this. My Gimme Brow, there I go again. The Make Me Brow is running low, so I thought I could try this in this video again to see how much I like it. I'm not sure, I cannot attest to how permanent this is. It's supposed to stay put for a couple of days, which I don't really am looking for, but let's just see what this does in terms of brow gel. So that has defined my brow hairs a bit more, which is nice. And now, I don't really think I need to bronze up anymore, but just in case, I did bring another bronzer. Catrice isn't necessarily known for their bronzers. Their bronzers just aren't the best in their regular line. I bought this in a summer limited edition. I'm sorry if I blinded you there. The sun is just coming, like peeking through on that side, but this is what it looks like. This was from the same limited edition collection as the bronzer that I already used, the liquid one. And this is a matte bronzer. It's a little bit too dark for me. This only works for me in the summertime, which is why I'm not going to be using it. But I did bring it here to see if I could like try and make it work. But I think I'm just going to go in with a contour. This is the Prime and Fine Professional Contouring Palette. This has been discontinued. I know that for sure. So that's a bit of a shame because this is one of the best contour products that has been on the market. I still have mine, I still like mine. It's the contour that you want, the highlight isn't that great. So I'm going to be using that contour. That's the contour done, and so, again, something I'm not using in the video apart from the mirror that's inside it, but that I did want to show you is the, what's this called again? This is the Professional Makeup Techniques Face Palette. This only comes in one shade, which is such a shame because everything that's in here is very fair. You get creams in here as well, which are not like protected by anything other than like the fact that you just have to be very careful not to get anything in it. There's already crap in here, which I'm not a big fan of. It does have a really nice like light face powder. It has like a shimmery highlight. It's got a good bronzer and contour shade for my complexion, and it has a shimmery and a very like bright punchy blush, which is really nice, but I feel that the packaging is a little bit too bulky to really like traveling with this. So this again isn't my favorite. And I also find that the pans for the bronzers and the blushes are a little bit on the tiny side. So I don't reach for this a whole lot, but the products that are in here are very nice. I like to go in with highlighter next. And Catrice does have some nice highlighters in their collection, but they are changed up all the time. So when you see one that you like, you need to grab it, because I think most of the highlights only are there for like one run and then they are discontinued again. One that I have that has been discontinued, but that is very nice, is Stardust. Now, if you're in the US, you may still be able to find it, because that's where Catrice doesn't change up their line as much as they do over here. So I'm just going to be applying this. And I'm sorry for the sun. So with highlight done, let's apply a blusher. And again, these have been discontinued. These are the Illuminating blushes. These are my favorite blushes from Catrice. I don't very much like the ones they're doing now. This is Vie En Rose, and it's it's a shimmery blush, but it's not too shimmery that it looks like a glitter bomb on your face, which is not my cup of tea. So that sun glare was really annoying me, and I think it was annoying you as well, so that's why I scooted over a little bit. So if you think the background has changed, that can be true. And now we're moving on to eyes, and I have this like eye look in mind that would allow me to combine a couple of different products. Currently Catrice is doing eyeshadow palettes in this kind of setup. This is the Modern Matte one that I have here. And it looks like this. So Catrice eyeshadows aren't especially known for how being high quality. They can be quite powdery and chalky and sort of blend away quite quickly, but I feel that if you go back in, they can be built up. So I'm usually quite for the price point, these are only €5. I really think that's not too bad for a drugstore eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be going in with this darker brown shade, and that's what I'm going to be using in my crease. For this being a darkest shade in the palette, I don't think it's wowing in terms of quality, but I like these palettes for a very basic look. And I'm going in with a lighter shade to sort of buff this out. I'm going to go into the Blazing Bronze. This is new this season, and I'm going to be using some of these plums in here because I really like those. I'm going to go in with the darkest plum to deepen out my V. So that we have a sculpted look, a base done. I think I'm gonna go in again with that Blazing Bronze palette, but now I'm going to take this lighter plum shade and I'm going to use that all over the lid. So I quite like that shade, it nicely brightens up the look. We're done with this one. But now, what I would like to do is to work in a little bit of this liquid metal eyeshadow. Now you can see the sticker on here. This was discounted because it's been discontinued, but I really, really like these eyeshadows. They're very soft though, so if you order them online, if you can still find these, they may break. That's something that is a risk with these, but I thought I could use this to smoke out the lower lash line. And then another single that I still have is the Intensify Wet and Dry shadow, and this is in the shade Black or White Swan. I have to be very careful with this because this kind of falls out of the pan, but this is a really, really nice shimmery shadow as well. I love this as a bit of black liner because it has a really nice sort of a copper sparkle running through it, so I'm going to wear this as liner today. And to finish off the look, I'm going to go in with the only shade I like in the Glitterizer Mix and Match eyeshadow palette, which is this one here at the bottom. So I'm just going to pop that in my inner corner. Alright, so that's the eye look done. I quickly applied my mascara because that's of course something that was in Catrice, so can't show you that. If you're wondering what it was, it's the L'Oreal False Lash Wings Midnight Blacks. That's one of my favorites. So I'm going to take off this lip balm now. And then I'm going to in with lipstick, and I thought I would go with one of their classic Ultimate Color lipsticks. They are always being revamped, always being changed around. I have this in a couple of shades. This is the shade Plum Fiction, which is such a fun berry shade for the fall time. This is so pretty. They are a cream formula, they're very comfortable. I feel that they travel a little too much on me, so I don't get a whole lot of wear out of these, but they have some really unique shades, and yeah, I really like wearing these once in a while because they are really nice lipsticks for the price point. So here you can really see what happens to me when I wear a cream lipstick. Even though I like this formula, it's very hydrating, very moisturizing. You can see sort of here in the corner of my mouth, that's where it will start to travel also throughout the day, and I kind of get these like weird smile lines, which is really strange. Then we're almost done with this makeup look. I only have one step left, and that's the setting spray. Catrice do some really decent setting sprays as well. So this is the Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. This is the classic one. I think they also do a mattifying one. They do a dewy one, I think, as well. And as you can see, mine is now halfway through. I really like this. I don't think it's as good as Urban Decay's All Nighter in terms of fixing, but I do find it feels very nicely hydrating, and it certainly makes my makeup last longer. So let's do a bit of setting spray. So those are all of the items on my face, some of my ultimate Catrice favorites, and together they give you this sort of look. I'm really surprised by how much I still like this liquid bronze product. It is actually really nice on my skin. I should definitely bust it out a little bit more often. I do think that the foundation isn't super dark now that I've used a more lighter powder with this. It's just easier to sort of brighten it up, and then it doesn't look too crazy, especially if I wear something high-necked. I love that primer that I used at the beginning. That's my current favorite product. I just keep using it every single day. The highlight, I think, is really stunning in this as well. It is very icy toned, but they do different tones of highlight every single time. But like I said, Catrice rolls around new products continuously, which makes it very difficult, A, to keep up with them, and 2, to talk about some of their products. But I think that some of these products may still be available in other territories, even though they may have been discontinued here. So I'm not exactly sure what you might still be able to get your hands on. Some of these are definitely a little bit older, but I'm happy that, for instance, a Catrice classic such as the Brow Kit is still around. So yeah, and now that I've used it in my brows again, I'm actually really excited about this, so we'll see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more by me. I make new videos twice a week on Thursday and Sunday at 5 a.m. Central European Time. That's when my videos go live. And if you have any video suggestions, by all means, I'm a bit in a rut. There's a couple of ideas that I have, but they all seem to be the same, and I don't want to have too much similar content coming out all the time. So yeah, if you have any ideas for videos that you would like to see me do, then please let me know in a comment down below as well. And yeah, without further ado, all I can do is wish you a really great day, and thank you for watching my video. I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye!